Hello everyone, and welcome to this session on Writing Center Best Practices here at the 2011 International Writing Center Association's Collaborative at CCCC. My name is David Taylor from the Effective Writing Center at the University of Maryland, University College. And I'd like to talk to you about the use of technology to enhance students' sense of engagement in their online learning. The agenda for this discussion today will be these simple 4 points: who we are, what we did, why we did it, and what the results have been. So, look forward to talking to you, and let's get started.
UMUC is one of the 11 degree-granting institutions in the University System of Maryland, and is the largest public university in the state, with an enrollment of about 93,000 around the world, including 21 countries and 130 military bases. UMUC has currently decided to focus all of its offerings on the hybrid and fully online models, and, as of fall 2011, will offer only these types of classes in 8-week sessions. As a writing center, the EWC is fully online, with live and asynchronous services. We serve about 7,000 students each semester in our database program. Students submit all or part of their writing to the database. The submission is assigned to an advisor who reviews it, then responds back to the student in 24 to 48 hours. In addition, we conduct about 160 writing workshops each semester in the online classrooms of instructors who invite us in to help students with specific writing assignments. Currently, a teleconferencing pilot program is underway using the free Adobe Connect Now platform for live one-to-one tutoring. These various programs are conducted by our 48 remote staff, full-time and part-time, from all across the United States and some international locations. Our staff works under the leadership of Dan Gallagher, our director, who is based on the UMUC campus in Maryland. Since 2007, we've been engaged in a project to add multimedia support to all of our programs: database advising, guest lecturing, and now live teleconferencing. To date, we've developed over 100 multimedia learning objects that are available on the web at our public index page, effectivewritingcenter.org. These objects are embedded in an HTML page and consist of videos with voiceovers. Here's an example of the lesson on APA 6th edition formatting. Edition of the APA manual. First, click on the Page Layout tab, then select the margins. There are videos with voiceovers and interactive flash quizzes. For example, in the Clarifying Hidden Assumptions lesson, the student will find a navigation menu and a self-test as the last item on that menu. Here, the student will find a flash quiz that provides feedback based upon the student's response. Some objects are Captivate lessons with a PIP video learning agent and quizzing,
Take a look at
such as this lesson on revising biased language.
Before the introduction of Ms. in English.
Some objects put the digital learning agent directly into the lesson in order to demonstrate how to use software or to navigate library databases, and so on. Here's an example for our MLA manuscript lesson.
Edition of MLA. Go first up to the Page Layout tab.
Some objects incorporate 3D virtual sets and a learning agent composited into the set, such as this lesson on the thesis statement.
What the heck is a thesis statement?
Finally, due to requests from students, we've also created downloadable PDFs for these multimedia lessons. Students can store these PDFs on their computers. Video playback occurs on the PDF page when the student opens it. For example, here's the PDF for Basic Essay Formulas.
Hi everyone, this is David, and in today's video, you're going to learn about the thing that...
These multimedia objects are used in our database program by the advisors who embed thumbnail images hyperlinked to the objects. Here is an example of our advice template. The advisor is helping the student revise the paper's introduction paragraph. So, the advisor embeds a thumbnail of one of our multimedia lessons on the introduction paragraph. We also rely on these objects during our writing workshops. We set up shop in the conferences section of the teacher's classroom, then scaffold the assignment with a series of short exercises that build on each other. Here you see we're beginning with the first step, assignment analysis. These videos and more are available on a YouTube channel, which is one way of sharing the resources with students and teachers around the world. So now the question, why? Why put so much time and resources into developing these objects? There are a number of reasons. The first is because we have to, in order to evolve the way we teach to meet the needs of the students that we teach today. This is a process of evolution that teachers have always been a part of, from the invention of printed text to chalkboards to wireless mobile devices. The core concepts and outcomes we teach haven't changed that much, but the technology sure has. And educators certainly understand the importance of evolving how we teach. There's an old saying that's true for any species, including the species called the teacher: adapt or die. The consequences of one change we're adapting to, the digital revolution, are still not fully understood. What we do know was expressed well by the New Media Consortium's 2005 publication, A Global Imperative. A profound shift is taking place in the way people communicate and express themselves. A new concept of language and what it means to be literate is evolving. Another reason we did it. This stuff works. These objects improve learning. Some of the reasons why? The multimedia effect, which is a term coined by Richard B. Mayer more than 20 years ago to describe what all major empirical studies have found. Students learn better with images and words than they do with words alone. And they learn even better still with images, audio, and words than they do with words alone. One reason for this increased learning with multimedia materials is the modality effect, which simply is, verbal information is absorbed by the student better when it is spoken rather than written. The modality effect has profound implications on how we program our online offerings, currently dominated by text. Another reason learning increases is the personal agent effect. The sound of another human's voice, especially when combined with images of that human, increase the level of interaction a student has with the materials, thereby improving the student's motivation, interest, comprehension, and retention. More important, all of these add up to a stronger sense of presence and co-presence for the student. Presence, the feeling of actually being there. Co-presence, the feeling of being there with someone. Thus, multimedia materials help us address the number one reason why many students still choose on-ground classrooms. They want to be with someone. We also do it to catch up. Training departments in private industry, which are really specialized schools, are at least 5 to 10 years ahead of education, especially when it comes to the effective use of technology. With very few exceptions, it's virtually impossible to find a conference for teachers like those offered via private industry, where you can earn a 2-day certificate in designing lessons for mobile devices, simulation design. Yet we know that today's rising students prefer their wireless mobile devices over their computers, and that the immersive reality of 3D simulations offers the strongest environment for individual learning. We did it, and are doing it as fast as we can, to scale our services in order to keep up with the tidal wave of online enrollments at colleges and universities. Finally, we did it because our own internal research shows, not surprisingly, an overwhelming preference by students for multimedia materials over traditional text materials in the online classroom. UMUC communications professor Wendy McDonough has just completed a university-sponsored study of 100 UMUC students that showed this clear result. Here are some of their comments on the use of multimedia materials in their online classroom. Pretty neat. I've taken so many distance education courses, but this was the first time I ever heard someone's voice. In my experiences with online classes, this class had the best delivery of materials. I did not really feel that I was missing out by not attending the normal face-to-face class. This is the way an online class should be taught. My past experience with online classes is that the instructor checks out and leaves everything to the student. This was not the case here. If UMUC wants to improve their classes, they could learn from this professor.
So, there you have it, our attempt to build a multimedia component for our Writing Center. I hope the presentation has helped to clarify the decision we made, why we made it, and what some of the results have been so far. Certainly the work and the monitoring of its effects are still ongoing. If you're doing anything similar, we would love to hear what your experiences have been so far. And if you'd like to know anything about our Writing Center, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. So, until next year, best wishes in your Writing Center, whether that be online, face-to-face, or something in between. So long.